Welcome to the Lesbian Romantic Podcast. This is Waking Up is Easy, Part 24. Welcome to this new episode of Doxed, the podcast about the cruel phenomenon of doxing. I'm Steven, and my co-host is Craig. Hey Craig, what's on your mind today? I'm feeling a little under the weather today. But I didn't want to miss this recording, so here I am with tea and a painkiller. Well, you sound great despite being under the weather, and I am grateful that you are here because I know our listeners can't wait to discuss the fight with truth doxing more. Our chat has been blowing up. It sure has. It seems this case still really gets under people's skin. And there is a lot that is very intriguing about this case. Yeah. And I think it also confronts us with the damage one person can inflict. Not sure if I would say it was one person. Okay, sure. It was the whole group. But we now know that it was one man who really started this particular witch hunt. This hunt on several women. It was. And in many ways, that witch hunt continues to this day. It does. Although perhaps we should be more careful to call it a witch hunt, since these perpetrators often call their own lawful persecution a witch hunt. Yes. Quite a bit of projection there, is it not? It is. And I think we should discuss that more. I think this might be a feature sort of built into this kind of movement. The accusations they rely on to warrant a hunt are usually the very things that these perpetrators inflict on others themselves, right? Typical loud family values politician turns out to be a cheater thing. Exactly. In this case, we have to look at Hot Doc Champion 2023. Where this particular story started in many ways. Yes, or where this particular metastasizing of the rampant disease in our society started. I think your painkiller makes you less diplomatic, but that's okay. So let's take a look at this guy. Why did he focus on Genevieve Pelletier so much? How did this obsession start? Yep, that's where we need to start. But first, a word from our sponsor, No ID Defense, your all-in-one online protection for people who don't know where to start. Before I play the next clip that Usha and I recorded, I'd like to say something. I know it sounds a little crazy that we would continue to have these romantic moments while on the run from a mob. Sure, the police had finally gotten it under control, but we knew that this was only temporary. Still, our holding hands in the car, and later, everything at the hotel. It might seem as if we were delusional, or at least in denial. I think, in a way, we were. Or I was. I can't speak for Usha. She might have been fully and truly oblivious to the danger we were in. Or maybe she was simply not afraid. Welcome back to this new episode. You know me as Usha, and here with me in our home is the talented, the wonderful, the kind Catherine Halifax, my Katie. Hi, hello everyone. Sorry, Usha took me by surprise there. Why is it a surprise that I'm telling the world how wonderful you are? Or is it because I said my Katie? No, you say that all the time. It's just not what I expected when you said you wanted to do the introduction this time. I thought you just wanted, to take over the podcast? No, that's not what I thought. Okay, let's get to the hotel where they dropped us off. Really? I thought we were going to talk about what my friends and family said about me once those doxers discovered who I used to be. Yes, we will. First, though, I'd just like to give the listeners an idea of what our life was like in those moments. And for many weeks and months afterward. Oh, okay. You did say that. Gosh, I remember that first hotel because it was so romantic. Wasn't it? It really was. And the room was huge, with a little seating area. Oh, and that hot tub. Yes. Okay. Let me explain to the listeners that the cops brought us to this hotel, and the hotel only had this fancy junior suite available. We couldn't afford it, of course. I mean, I had no idea what I could still afford at that point. But the police said it was our only option for that night. I think one of them said I should have kept my mouth shut if I wanted more options. Yes, I remember that too. What a rude thing to say. I think he felt powerless. Let's give him some credit. He did get us out of there. Okay. It's not about him, so let's move on. So, we get inside this fancy room and you immediately grab my hand and hug me as if we were a new couple delighted to be in each other's company and finally alone again. With a hot tub. Yes. I still don't understand how we were able to do that. For a second time, I mean, and even after the speech, as soon as that door shut, it was like we were in our own bubble again. I think sometimes pressure from outside can quickly make a bond more intense or dense. Like the earth pressing diamonds into existence. I don't know what to say to that. I'm sorry. Did I? No. I keep coming back to things changing or not changing. I'm sure you've noticed. Maybe I have gotten a little too philosophical over time. I'm sorry about that. It's just what happens when you live with someone like Usha. Or love someone like Usha. Or perhaps most accurately, are loved by someone like Usha. I wish the world saw Usha for the person she really is. I feel like she was reduced to this popular culture figure who says weird stuff that is mostly used to reinforce people's existing beliefs. Some people do seem to recognize what she's talking about. I hope you are one of those. Me? I did have to grow into it. Remember my annoyance in the first days that she was awake? Still, I couldn't let go of her. I couldn't look away. I wanted to, but I couldn't. I think I sensed there was something in what she said that was very true. It felt true. She looked real, even while in a coma. Maybe that's why people hate her so much. Maybe she got to them too, and they can't allow that to happen. Maybe that's why they have to hate her. And perhaps rejecting what she says, almost violently, is still a less harmful response than to reduce her words into something harmless. When I ask Usha about this, she just smiles and nods. It's so annoying. She can't bring herself to judge anyone. One time, she said that we can't see who someone is until the very last moment of their lives, or maybe even after that last moment. That's what she said. Me, I am different. I think you've noticed that by now. It's not that I want to label people as bad people, but I think we should still talk about people's behavior while it is happening. That's an important difference, by the way, focusing on a person or focusing on behavior. And yet, I have to admit that if I look at my own behavior, I did change a lot. I don't think I could have predicted those changes in me. I don't think anyone could. And still, then suddenly, I don't seem so different at all. I'm different, but the same. Or I'm the same, but different. Okay, now we do have to talk about your friends and exes. Yes, we have to talk about the old me. Or what people say about the old you. It's not the same thing. Yes, that is indeed not the same thing. Still, I think we have to be considerate that this was their lived experience of me before I went into that coma. You know, I disagree with that. There were many people in your old life who got in touch with you in private and who painted a different picture of you. They were very kind. Yes, that is true. I guess I'm not as focused on it because my fear was mostly losing you. It wasn't about being loved by people from my past. While my ego loves this, and I understand what you are saying, I can imagine some people will find this offensive. Like, what if you had 2 kids? Surely you couldn't be indifferent to that. Surely you would have cared about them. Yes, it's good that you ask me to clarify. You are always better at predicting what people will say. Or maybe I'm just a cynic. You are not. I think you'd like to be, but you are not. Okay, back to you. Or your past, really. Yes, so as I was saying, the only thing that scared me is that the stories and responsibilities from my old life, which I had no idea about after the coma, would make it impossible for you to stay by my side. That's what was scary for me once we found out who I was. This is so odd to me, to be honest, because I think most people would be eager to know who they used to be. I get that. And I was curious, of course. But in a way, I knew I had changed so much that it didn't matter. There was no way back to whatever life I used to have. For our exclusive reporting tonight, I want to welcome a special guest to our show to discuss the jaw-dropping revelations surrounding self-proclaimed guru Usha that we just reported on. As we all discovered, her name is not Usha, of course, and tonight we have a lot more to uncover about the woman at the center of these strange happenings in our country. So, let me introduce our guest for the night, Casey Coakley, a local reporter who helped break this story on the news website Right to Right. Good evening, Casey. Thank you for the invitation. It's great to be here. We're grateful you could make time for us. It must have been a busy few hours since you broke the story, I imagine. Very much so. We've been working on this story for several days now, and I don't think most people on my team have slept much in the last 72 hours or so. But it paid off with a huge scoop. You discovered who Usha really is long before the police or any other reporter did. You even beat the online accountability community to it. We did. We tracked down the origin of the car she was found in. And from there, it was on-the-ground reporting, knocking on doors and showing pictures of this so-called Usha until we found someone who recognized her. Why do you think no one came forward sooner? Surely people who knew her must have seen her on the news. I think they felt intimidated. But once we spoke to our source, we were able to guarantee their safety. That's how we got her real name. From there, it was a matter of finding more sources to confirm it. Once we had those, we began digging into her history. So, let's say the name. That's what they always say on the other side, don't they? To say their name? I'm sure they've reconsidered by now. I can't believe you said that out loud, but yes, maybe it's high time we call her out and say her name as often as we can. It's a little weird that we share a first name. Her name is Casey Martin, and she's basically just your girl from around the corner. While she talks a great deal now, we hear from her friends and even a relative that she didn't have that much to say when she was just plain old Casey. I can imagine. She's been talking a lot, even up on a balcony. I don't think I've ever seen a woman feel so entitled to a literal platform. I mean, make it stop. That's what these people told us too. That she was not one to preach and probably shouldn't. We'll be coming out with some articles on that in the coming days. But you did promise me some scoop details. I did. And I hope all your viewers will sign up at righttowrite.com. There's a newsletter box there, and you'll get the full story tomorrow morning. Here's your scoop, though. We talked extensively to Casey's high school boyfriend, her later husband, and her girlfriend. Really? A husband? And a girlfriend? Yes. She was married to her high school sweetheart before divorcing after 2 years. After that, or perhaps even during her marriage, she had a girlfriend. Okay. I can't say I'm surprised about any of that now that I think about it. I mean, her entitlement is clear. So, anything else you can share with us tonight? Maybe one more thing. While they both lost touch over time, because Casey made some new friends who were far off the Christian path, so to speak, they did tell me Casey was in that car with a known criminal. This was part 24 of Waking Up is Easy. I've been podcasting for 10 years, and in those 10 years, it has never been easy to survive as a small, niche podcast. This podcast has thousands of listeners around the globe, and that has always been my dream to reach people across the globe. But it wouldn't be able to survive and reach all those people if not for a few people who support the podcast. These people help me create and publish this podcast by supporting it financially. If you appreciate this podcast and you would like to, see it survive for just a bit longer, please consider sending a one-time gift today or becoming a subscriber on Patreon. A one-time gift helps keep this podcast in the air for everyone, and a monthly subscription gets you some perks like early access to episodes, and it gives me somewhat of an idea that I will be able to make it the next couple of months, say. So, if you too want to pitch in and keep this podcast going, go to lesbianromantic.com/support. Or you can go to Patreon directly, patreon.com/lesbianromantic. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you for spending time with me again this week on this free feed. And I will see you again soon with the next free episode, a gift from fellow listeners around the world on this feed very soon.